Halswell Residents Association. Still 1 minute ahead, that's good. And
You ready to roll?
yes, far away. Welcome.
Sorry.
Thank you.
Yeah. Okay, tēnā koutou. I'm David Hawke, so I'm Secretary of Halswell Residents Association, and with me today is John Bennett, our Chairman. Thanks for the opportunity to present our draft annual plan submission. But I guess before I start, what an amazing thing it was to see George Laxton in here, someone in their 20s actually coming up to council. That's fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. So anyway, the big issue that we're dealing with is growth in Halswell, and it's a busy time for people in the community sector. So we presented yesterday to ECAN on their draft annual plan, and we had plenty of things to say to them. But from our submission to you, there were three things that we wanted to highlight. One was public transport priority, another was community facilities, and the third one was development contributions. So if we go to the public transport question first, we've got three agencies that are endeavouring, I hope, to build a fit-for-purpose public transport system from Halswell. So Waka Kotahi and City Council are doing the public transport priority lane, and ECAN is organising the actual buses. So we got a commitment last week from our MPs, Megan Woods and Tracy McClellan, that Waka Kotahi is on schedule for its part. We also know that ECAN won't do anything about a rejigged public transport system along that corridor until the public transport priority lanes are completed. They've told us so. So that brings us to City Council. And I have to say we're rather apprehensive because it took 2 years after the final approval of the public transport priority through Addington Village to actually begin construction. Although now it's done, it's amazing. It's a really nice piece of work and a credit to council. So from your draft annual plan, we see that there's a drop in funding for 2023-24 for the section of the public transport priority that it's responsible for, and it's not programmed for completion until, quote, 2025-26 or beyond. We're sort of okay with the 2025-26, but we're really worried, given the history of delay through Addington Village, about the or beyond bit. If we turn now to community facilities, in Halswell we have a swathe of new houses that stretch from Murphy's Road, which is in the sort of southwest, through to Country Palms, coming round to Halswell Road, Sutherland's Road and beyond, but there are no community facilities for that large number of houses that are planned. We go into this in a lot more detail in our submission, but you will see in our submission that we've backed up our ideas with quite a lot of community consultation of our own that supports what we say. And that brings us to development contributions. Given what I've just said about the need for community facilities in that large area of Halswell, you need to keep development contributions collected in Halswell for Halswell projects. The need is certainly there. But what we see is City Council proposing to top up Matatiki, the Hornby Centre, with $1.84 million from development contributions. That's over 1,800 houses worth of development contributions. That project has had major cost overruns. When that facility was consulted on, we used lots of international, so we being Halswell Residents Association, used lots of international evidence to say that putting it on an old landfill was writing a blank cheque, but we were ignored. And so it's pretty galling now to see that City Council is using our money to pay for your mistake. Kia ora, thanks for listening.
Sobering message. Tim?
It was very clear from the Hornby community that that's where they wanted it. So just we do have to take into account community views. The other one was the delay with the Lincoln Road. As you well know, the Addington community in that part of the network is a very sensitive and bottleneck, and so we did have to go and be sensitive through there, and we have got a good end result with everybody on board with that. So that's there are reasons why there are there's like delays, etc.
Yeah, we've had this conversation quite a few times. Yeah, that's right. I'd have to say that there was a lot of sensitivity through Addington, and sure, we understand that. But you wait till you get down that section of Halswell Road. There's going to be a fair bit of sensitivity through there as well. And council is going to need to stick to its guns, or not to its guns, it's going to need to stick to its timeline to make sure that it actually delivers on time.
Right, and just quickly, Andre?
Thank you very much. Can you please just touch a little bit more on what sort of amounts of development contributions are being paid in Halswell and how much currently is planned to be spent on community infrastructure in Halswell from those development contributions?
You're asking for numbers that I...
Or no, not precise numbers, but touch on the general.
Well, again, I don't have that sort of information in front of me. But if you look at 1,800 houses, which is the number that's heading off, that's probably maybe a third of the houses that are being built in that area that we're talking about. So there'll be about 5,000-6,000 houses in there. So you're siphoning off a substantial proportion of the development contributions set aside for community facilities for something somewhere else. And I think I just have to say, in terms of the Hornby thing, we don't begrudge them their facility at all, nor do we begrudge the spending or anything like that. What we are begrudging is that the money that's collected for facilities in Halswell is being spent somewhere else.
Thank you. And thank you for an excellent submission. Really appreciate you coming in and speaking to it as well.
Okay.
At times